It started as something small, a passing comment, a quick jab from a famous rapper who decided to test his luck by throwing shade at Shohei Ohtani. On social media, these things happen all the time. A single line, a sarcastic emoji, or a mocking reference can ignite a storm. But when it comes to Ohtani, the global baseball icon who is known for his calmness and humility, nobody expected him to respond. For years, he's been the quiet assassin of Major League Baseball, letting his bat and fastball do the talking. However, this time, Ohtani didn't stay silent. And when he finally broke that silence, the entire internet shook. The story began a few weeks back when a well-known American rapper, famous for his controversial lyrics and love of stirring drama, made a comment about Ohtani's stardom. In one of his live streams, he mocked Ohtani's English skills and even questioned his popularity in the United States, calling him a baseball player who doesn't even talk. Fans immediately caught it, and social media began buzzing. Memes spread, threads formed, and both fanbases collided in the comment sections. Dodgers fans, protective of their hero, flooded the rapper's posts with baseball emojis and stats of Ohtani's recent achievements. At first, Ohtani didn't say a word. As always, he let his performance speak. That very night, during a tense matchup at Dodger Stadium, he hit 2 home runs, one of them traveling an unbelievable 470 feet. The crowd roared, and chants of MVP filled the air. The cameras caught Ohtani giving a small, almost playful smile as he rounded the bases. Fans online couldn't help but connect the dots. That was for the rapper, one tweet read. Another fan posted, he answered without a word, Ohtani just cooked him on the field. But the story didn't end there. The rapper, perhaps feeling the sting of Ohtani's silence, posted again, this time directly referencing the home runs, saying, okay, he can hit. But can he talk? It was meant to be another jab, another attempt to get attention. However, this time, Ohtani had something planned. Days later, after another win, Ohtani took to his official Instagram. For someone who rarely posts anything personal, what came next sent shockwaves through the internet. He uploaded a photo. It wasn't flashy, no caption, no hashtags, just a photo of him holding a baseball bat with the words written in the background, I speak through actions. That was it. In just 5 words, he had done what millions of fans were waiting for. The comment section exploded instantly. Ultimate counterattack, wrote one fan. Painfully smooth revenge, wrote another. Within hours, the post gathered millions of likes and countless reposts across platforms. Sports outlets began covering the story. ESPN ran a headline, Ohtani responds without saying a word, literally. Even non-baseball fans joined in the conversation, admiring the way Ohtani handled the situation. It wasn't loud or dramatic. It was precise, just like his pitching. People described it as the Ohtani way, calm, controlled, and devastatingly effective. The rapper, on the other hand, went silent. What made this moment so powerful wasn't just Ohtani's response but what it represented. In an age where athletes are constantly provoked, insulted, and baited online, Ohtani showed that grace and confidence can silence any noise. He didn't fight fire with fire, he extinguished it by simply being himself. The message resonated deeply with fans worldwide, especially those tired of online negativity. Fans began using hashtags like #ActionsSpeak and #OhtaniCounter all over social media. Dodgers Nation, one of the largest fan communities online, released a video tribute showcasing Ohtani's greatest responses through action, from his jaw-dropping pitching moments to his clutch home runs. Every frame told the same story, you don't need to shout when your skills are loud enough. Meanwhile, the rapper's followers started teasing him in his own comment sections. He cooked you in silence, one wrote. Another said, even your mic couldn't save you from Ohtani. The irony was perfect, the man known for his words had been defeated by someone who didn't even need them. In interviews that followed, Ohtani was asked indirectly about the post. He simply smiled and said, sometimes you just focus on what you do best. That one line summed it all up. He wasn't seeking attention, wasn't playing into the drama, he was just doing what he's always done, dominate the game and stay true to himself. What truly made this story go viral was the cultural impact behind it. It wasn't just about baseball. It became a symbol of humility and power. Fans began using Ohtani's post as a motivational message across industries, from business leaders to young athletes. His quote, I speak through actions, was printed on shirts, posters, and fan art. Within a week, it became one of the most shared sports quotes of the year. Back in Los Angeles, during the Dodgers' next home game, fans held up signs with those same words. Every time Ohtani stepped up to bat, the crowd chanted in rhythm, "Actions speak. Actions speak." It became an anthem, a collective way to honor his quiet defiance. Even the team's official social media accounts joined in, tweeting, "That's our MVP. Actions always speak louder." The moment transcended the sport itself. Analysts on talk shows began dissecting it, noting how Ohtani's approach could serve as a model for modern athletes dealing with online hate. "He turned negativity into momentum," said one commentator. "He didn't need to drop bars, his bat did the talking." Days later, the rapper finally broke his silence again, posting a cryptic message that read, "Respect where it's due. Man's got power." It wasn't an apology, but it was close enough. Fans saw it as his way of admitting defeat. And in a way, that made the story come full circle. For Ohtani, though, life went on as usual. He continued his routine, early morning workouts, batting practice, team bonding, unbothered by the noise he'd left behind. The whole situation reminded everyone why he's admired not only for his talent but also for his composure. He's not just a superstar, he's an example of how to move through fame with dignity. Every major sports outlet replayed the sequence, the jab, the silence, the performance, the post. Each time, it felt more legendary. Commentators began calling it the Ohtani counter, comparing it to the most iconic clapbacks in sports history. But unlike others, his didn't rely on words, only quiet, undeniable excellence. Fans who were present during the 2-home run night at Dodger Stadium describe it as one of those, "you had to be there" moments. The atmosphere, the tension, the explosion of cheers, it all felt cinematic. And when Ohtani's Instagram post followed, it was like the perfect ending to a Hollywood script. As the days went by, clips from the game and the post spread worldwide. In Japan, the media praised Ohtani for representing the country with class and strength. "He answers insult with achievement," wrote one major newspaper. In the US, sports culture sites called him the modern example of silent confidence. The Dodgers clubhouse reportedly erupted in laughter when teammates saw his post. One player told reporters, "We didn't even know he was going to do that. That's Shohei, quiet but deadly." Another added, "If you mess with him, just expect to get humbled real quick." And humbled the rapper was. His fanbase might have been loud, but Ohtani's global reach was louder. Within days, his name trended higher than the rappers across all platforms. What started as an attempt to mock turned into a masterclass in self-control and strength. Looking back, it wasn't about revenge or ego, it was about showing that true confidence doesn't need to shout. Ohtani proved that silence, when backed by excellence, can be the most powerful response of all. Even months later, fans still reference that moment. It's now considered one of Ohtani's most iconic off-field moves, sitting alongside his greatest home runs and strikeouts. The image of him holding the bat with the phrase, "I speak through actions," remains etched in the minds of millions. That single act reminded the world that greatness doesn't always need a microphone. Sometimes, it just needs a moment, one that speaks louder than any lyric, louder than any insult, louder than words themselves. And that's what Ohtani did. On the field, he shut down the critics. Online, he turned negativity into admiration. In every sense, he didn't just win, he dominated. The man who once stayed silent proved that sometimes, silence is the loudest victory of all.